Good morning, football fans. Welcome to the show, Speak on the Sports. This week on Speak on the Sports, the NFL is officially back. It is officially Football Sunday, and we're breaking it down all day, actually for about an hour. Anyway, but for every game, every rookie, every storyline, that matters. I mean, from Mahomes in Brazil and Justin Herbert just eating up the the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs in Brazil, Sao Paulo on that pitch. It was just masterful done by Jim Harbaugh. And who's got it better than us? Nobody. All right. I'm your host, Victor Gwynn, and riding shotgun when he comes along here is Big T. And this season, we're not whispering. We're speaking loud. We're speaking bold, and we're speaking on it today. So new segment goes on today with the show. It's called Victor's Vision, and I'm going to open up my crystal ball and give you one bold prediction with context, stats, and upside. I'm going to be unfiltered, unapologetic, and Big T is going to drop his cuts and his takes, and that's going to cut through a lot of the noise in the NFL. We're going to go under the radar and over the top, and that's basically going to spotlight breakout players, sneaky matchups, and fantasy sleepers. I'm not a big fantasy buff, but I know there's some people out there that like playing fantasy football. Don't think I'm a fantasy guru, but I can, give you a little bit of tidbits here and there. And we're going to spotlight. We're going to speak on it today. We're going to spotlight on Speak on It is interviews, fans' questions, and deep dives into trending storylines. Like always, if you want to be part of the program, you know the number right down there. Just dial it. It's going to be 512-967-3496. If you're not a fan of us on Facebook, at Speak on It Sports, and on X at NYG Men for Life, and subscribe to the YouTube channel while you can. All right, so we're going to go over Friday's game real quick. What stood out to me in that game, I saw a offense that was relying on speed, and when they lost that speed, and I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, looked more like Dylan Raiola than actually Pat Mahomes. I mean, it just looked a little weird. There were some things that Patrick Mahomes did well, but it was a lot of improvisation. T is entered. Let me add T to the stage. Big T, you there?
I'm here. What is going on?
Oh, my co-host with the most. Yeah, Big T. So I don't know if you heard earlier, but we're gonna go Victor's Vision, and we're gonna have Big T's breakdown today. And you're gonna have a Big T's truth bomb. So if you got a truth bomb today, fans want to hear you drop it. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
So I was going over the Friday game in Brazil. Give me your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes and how you thought the Kansas City Chiefs look, and the Los Angeles Chargers. How did they look?
Well, Kansas City looked stagnant. They felt as though they played like they were entitled. If I was Jackson when Patrick Mahomes threw that forearm shiver, I probably would have got ejected or got me a 15-yard penalty because I wouldn't have took that from Patrick. You can't let the Chiefs out physical you.
But what I thought was very poignant in this is the fact that offensive line didn't have Elijah Vera Tucker. I'm talking about the Chargers. They moved Joe Alt from right tackle to left tackle, position he's played maybe 20 times, and that's going back to college. And they didn't miss a beat. I mean, I didn't see Chris Jones. I didn't see Karlaftis. That offensive line held their own and provided Justin Herbert with so much time to throw the ball. And that rookie, he's not a rookie anymore. The wide receiver, oh Lord, I forgot his name, but I believe he's out of TCU. He held his own against that Steve Spagnuolo defense, which puzzled me because the secondary just looked lost.
The secondary was lost. Kansas. The Chargers ran the ball. They ran the ball well. Not only the running backs, but Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
He was very smart and calculated with his runs, his passing. They missed on a few opportunities. It should never have been a close game. They missed on 3 or 4 opportunities to capitalize, and the Chiefs took advantage of it. One of them was running out of bounds at the end of the half. Kansas City was able to run their team on. Hit, I think it was a 45-yarder with seconds left in the half. But you give Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs rest. They take advantage of it. Kelsey didn't look great. I think he had 2 targets and one was huge.
Yes. Yes. And he inadvertently took out his own teammate in a route.
And that Kansas City running game is not what it was when Hunt was there originally. I mean, it's just not. It's not the same. They're missing that outside threat. They're missing Tyreek Hill, and I understand they have Xavier Worthy who got hurt on the first play of the game, but he's not Tyreek. Tyreek is more dynamic.
The one thing you got to with Tyreek, I agree. He's much more dynamic, but I just think he's more durable. I think the wide receivers they have out there right now aren't durable enough. Xavier Worthy, yes, quick, fast, but he can't the rigors of the NFL is just too much on his body, in my opinion. He just gets hurt by a shoulder shiver, that Travis Kelce gave him. And I just think this offense is in flux right now. They don't have the pieces that they're used to. And I think it makes Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable, and he has to put on that Superman cape. And when he does that, yes, sometimes good things happen, but the flow of the game is lost and it becomes one-dimensional. And teams,
Rice being out is huge. Rice being suspended is huge for them because that is their number one. So it's one of those things where we just have to keep rolling.
My bad, I had difficulties there.
No, you good.
So it's just one of those deals when you look at that team, they're not the same. Obviously, I think Andy Reid, in my opinion, he's reaching that age right now where he's through to these guys. It's all being fun and games. Patrick Mahomes and these guys. Is it a little too much Taylor Swift action going on? I don't know what's happening with this team, but they don't seem like they have a good mix of youth and veterans right now.
So speaking about Andy Reid, I think the reason why he's still coaching because he doesn't want to go home. He's had all the off the field issues with both of his sons. I think did his one son pass away? I think.
Oh yeah.
I just think that he keeps coaching because it's easier for him to deal with football life than it is for him to go and deal with his personal issues that he has off the field. And he hasn't missed a beat. He didn't miss any time from when his kids were in trouble or anything like that. He didn't miss any time. So I just think that it's easier for him to keep coaching and making football decisions than dealing with actual life stuff that's going on, which a lot of these guys do. I mean, they tell you that.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle for these guys. 512-967-3496. Join the program if you want. We got a bunch of early games today. The early window highlights. Saints, Cardinals, Jets, Steelers, Jaguars, Panthers. Um, let's go into let's talk about the Saints versus Cardinals right now. Kyler Murray's back. The real story, though, however, is the running back, Trey Benson. If this kid gets space, I think it's 6. You got to watch how the Saints contain the edge, and it's going to be a chess match out there, especially with Spencer Rattler being the starting quarterback over Tyler Show. How do you see this game playing out right now? Saints versus Cardinals.
The Cardinals should win this. Kyler Murray has to step up.
Exactly.
Harrison has to step up. Marvin Harrison, has to step up. He has to show why he thought that he should have been the number 1 pick. And minute season last year, he has to show something.
Yeah, just running, just for it is odd to say this, because Kyler Murray is such a great NFL talent, but there's just so much talent can get you by. This guy does he know the offense enough to where he can throw with anticipation? Our guys on the offense, do they know what they're doing? And how's that offensive line going to help out? Like I said, I want to see how the run game goes with them today with regard to the Cardinals. I agree, they should win this game. However, the Saints do have weapons. I'm just a little bit iffy because there's a lot of new faces and new head coach, new offensive scheme. And does it fit? Is Spencer Rattler the guy? You drafted Tyler Show, but you got Spencer Rattler being up. What does that say about how?
I believe in Spencer. I'm a Spencer guy. I think Spencer got a bad deal in Oklahoma. I think Spencer rebounded in South Carolina. I think Spencer, was starting to improve at the end of last season. I just think that you have to. I think a lot of coaches don't build their scheme around their players. It's their scheme, and they try to find a player who fits their scheme instead of building around the players and pieces that they have.
So Big T, so what did it tell you about a player who I'm not going to say he runs away from competition, but in college, you transfer, you transfer because you know you're going to get beat out. But for him to stick with it now with New Orleans and actually beat out the incumbent, it kind of tells me that a guy has some moxie.
They told him in Oklahoma to leave.
They told him to leave in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they told him Caleb was going to be the guy. You can look elsewhere.
And that's a little crazy, but it is what it is with them. That's why they're at the bottom of the league in the majority of the categories, especially in the win column. So you got the Cardinals in this game, and I got the Cardinals winning this game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight game, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to the Jets versus Steelers. This game has so many. It doesn't have implications as far as standings go. In my opinion, it's the first game, but look, you got Justin Fields, who used to be a Steeler. Now you got the quarterback. What's his name? Forget his name. He's been out everywhere.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, I forgot Aaron Rodgers. It's just all over the place. So you got Aaron Rodgers, who used to be a Jet, injured on the first play, and now he's a Steeler. This game has so many narratives in it. The Steelers just got their Pro Bowl defensive tackle signed, in the wee hours of the morning. And we'll get into that a little bit more. Cam Hayward signing his contract, basically a bump in pay. And you got Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields coming, plays a team who basically set him up for failure, in my opinion, by bringing in Russell Wilson and not giving him a chance. But as a man, he actually said that he could have played better. Looking at this game, how do you see the Jets versus Steelers play?
This is a must-win for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Pittsburgh must win this game. Pittsburgh must show they're tough. Pittsburgh must control the ball. They must run the ball. And Aaron Rodgers must be able to throw for 200-plus yards. It's a must, and it's a must because in that AFC North, if Pittsburgh goes down 0-1 with with Baltimore playing Buffalo tonight and Cincinnati playing the Browns, Pittsburgh must win. Pittsburgh must find a way to win and stay at the top of the division. Because there's going to be two teams 0-1.
That's right. That's right. It's the same
And
thing.
Pittsburgh can't afford to fall behind the numbers because they have to play Baltimore twice. They have to play Cincinnati twice, and they have to pay those Brownies twice.
Oh wow! And the AFC North is that's the black and blue division. You know what I'm saying? Those guys get after it, and to beat out 0-1, and then you have to play the guys in division first. It sets up. It could snowball pretty badly for the Steelers. And you're gonna hear those.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, is he the guy going forward with Pittsburgh Steelers? Justin Fields,
no,
he's got to rewrite his narrative today. But keep your eyes on Darnell Washington from Pittsburgh, the oversized tight end. He gets in the red zone. Targets. It's pretty much game over in my opinion. But is that chemistry there? DK Metcalf, is he ready to go? I can't believe he's a Steeler as well. And Aaron Rodgers
the question mark is Aaron Rodgers, and is he going to follow the game plan, or is he going to do what he does everywhere else and do what he wants to do?
Is he going to go off script? Think he's going to go off script?
Yes, because he's Aaron Rodgers, and he feels as though he can do what he wants to do. He feels entitled, and I think Pittsburgh is the place that will bench him and let him go.
All right. And your thoughts on Justin Fields and how the Jets and Aaron Glenn, new head coach of the New York Jets, how is he going to deploy Justin Fields today? You got a good running game, you got a good defense, you got wide receivers. How is he
I think it's going to, I think it's going to be a lot of run, a lot of short passes, intermediate game. A couple shots down the field for Garrett Wilson, but Pittsburgh has a good secondary, so it's not like you're playing a bad secondary where you can open Justin Fields up and let him go. But I still question Fields' accuracy down the field, and his decision making to throw those 50-50 balls to where they're really a true 50-50 ball, and they're going towards out of bounds or going to where only his guys catching them.
512-967-3496. You're on with Victor Gwynn and my co-host with the most, Big T. And we just talked about the Jets versus Steelers. Let's move on to the Jaguars versus the Panthers. This seems like a little league game to me because the Jaguars and Panthers, we have Lawrence versus Young is going to be the headline. But can Jonathan Mingo be that headline?
You think so? You think that's the headline? Lawrence versus Young, huh?
I think it is because if you think about it, Lawrence, this kid is supposed to come out and supposed to be the future for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They paid him a lot of money, first overall pick. Then you got another first overall pick on the other side. In Young, he came out. Everybody talked about his size. He didn't start off well. He had some ups and downs throughout the year. Came on strong in the end. I'd like to see how the new kid in Young goes against who was supposed to be the heir apparent as one of the top quarterbacks in the league in Trevor Lawrence.
See, I think the headline is Travis Hunter. Snaps on defense, snaps on offense. Can he maintain and uphold the NFL flow and playing both sides of the ball?
Well, they already said this. They already said he's going to focus. He's going to be full-time wide receiver. And
with situational plays on defense, which I think that he is not a wide receiver.
And I think he should play wide receiver because he can't them tackles. Imagine doing coverage, right? And they're running. They're going to run a lot of people towards him because they're going to make him tackle, in my opinion. And if you look at his body frame, he's like Xavier Worthy. These guys are thin. He's got to put some more meat on his body. You can't keep going with these tackles of these NFL tight ends, these NFL running backs, even some big quarterbacks.
I just think that his route running is horrible.
And that's why I don't think it's gonna be anything, you're gonna get a 9 route out of him. You're gonna get a slant out of him. You're not gonna get any comebacks. Too much going over the middle, in my opinion, for him. You're gonna probably throw out a little bit of screens, wide receiver screens, but if they try to put this kid over the middle, the first play and some linebacker comes in and tags him, you don't want your first round pick that you traded up for and traded a lot for to be
He's
injured first game.
he's a corner. I mean, he's gonna have to learn how to be physical. He's gonna have to learn how to make tackles in the NFL. He's a corner. His feet. Have you watched him run routes? Did you watch him during training camp when they showed his route running?
Yeah, those routes are not that smooth, in my opinion. He has good hands. That's why they want him out.
Oh, he has excellent hands. He has them Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. I can't read a playbook feet where they just dance in one position and they don't go nowhere.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd for him, but I like the way they're trying to employ him today as far as let them play wide receiver because, like I said, you don't want to expose him to those hits. But on the other side of the ball, what about the Panthers? What about Young? Is it this year he's going to come back? I mean, last year at the end of the season, he had some promise. What do you think about Young?
So who was the coach when Young got drafted? Was that Ron Rivera?
No, it was not.
That was Ron Rivera. That was the year after Ron got fired.
Yeah, year after Ron got fired. Yep.
See, it's back to that whole original statement.
Uh-huh.
I think that coaches, I think that you have to find a coach who's willing to change his scheme to fit the player. And I think that's what they started doing at the end of last season. They started changing the scheme to fit the player, not the player fitting the scheme.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of troubles me too. You have coaches, they're stuck in their way, they love their offense. No, you fit my offense. I don't try to fit around you. I'm telling you now, when you start losing games and you start looking at what you got your first round draft pick, you're not gonna sit them down. I mean, because I believe that the backups hurt right now, but you're not gonna sit them down and just forego the season. You got to make it work. A good coach makes it work. We're going to see what's going to happen today when the Jaguars play the Panthers. All right, so I have a new segment today. It's going to be Victor's predictions, and it's going to be basically, how I feel about, what's going to transpire today. Is it going to be something that's going to be surprising to everybody, or is it not? And Big T, you got yours today. You got your truth bomb. So you're going to give a little tease about your truth bomb today? What you been cooking up? I know you've been cooking up something spicy, but if it's not time to drop it right now, we'll tee it up a little bit later. But give the fans a little tease about what Big T's truth bomb is going to be.
I think that week one is going to be an interesting week. And I think those who play fantasy are going to be very disappointed by some of their star players.
Fantasy football. Well, if you're out there, you're a fantasy football fan, you got to tune in for Big T's Truth Bomb. And also, my crystal ball moment, I'm going to tease you about this today. It has to do with the Chicago Bears. And I'm going to give you my big prediction on that and why, and the implications of that crystal ball moment that I put out. I'm going to tease you with that. I'll let you know why it's bold. I'm going to give you a little context in the back as well, as far as exactly why I picked that. And look, fantasy impact, narrative shifts, and some brand buzz. So let's move on to these other games here today. What game are you really interested in seeing today? And that's going to pique your curiosity. Is it the Bengals, Browns, Dolphins, Colts, Raiders, Patriots, Cardinals, Saints, Panthers, Jaguars, Titans, Broncos, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Texans, Bears, Vikings, or that stunner tonight, Bills versus Ravens, Sunday night football?
So the Bills Ravens isn't really that's not really a game I'm really anticipating on, because normally, they're not throwing the ball a lot. It's a lot of running, and it's a lot of quarterback runs, and that goes out the window with everything that they normally do. It's a short passing game. I really want to see this Tennessee game.
Okay.
I want to see the number one pick come in and prove why he was the number one pick. And I want to see this Tennessee team turn around and put some points on the board. I don't necessarily need to see them win, but I need to see the offense click.
All right. I mean, this is old school versus new school in a way, right? I mean, you got old school as far as coaches, but new school as far as quarterbacks. You got Cam Ward going up against Bo Nix, and you have a new head coach for the Titans, and you got second-year head coach or third-year head coach for the Broncos, Sean Payton. And I can't wait to see this defense. I can't wait to see Cam Ward go up against that Broncos defense. I'm telling you right now, that Broncos defense, is in my opinion, really, really good defense. I don't think they get a lot of credit, but this first game, we're going to see what that Broncos defense is made of. And just like you said, I want to see what Cam Ward's going to do because I wanted the Giants to pick up Cam Ward. Now I look at it, I think they made the right decision. But what do you think about Cam Ward today and Bo Nix going up against each other's defense?
I mean, Cam Ward has to throw for 200 plus yards, and he has to run for 50. Cam Ward has to be dominant.
But is Cam a guy that runs? Is he a guy that runs, or is he situation?
He's a situation runner, but this is the not for long league. And if you stand back there like a statue, you will not play for long.
Say that again. It's a what?
If you stand back there like a statue, you will not play for long. Because the Broncos will tee off and they're going to do some exotic blitzes that he's never seen before, and they're going to make him step up in the pocket, and he's going to have to decide to run the ball.
So what if the game plan today is for the Titans to pound the rock, run heavy, not expose their rookie number one overall pick in Cam Ward? Is that a recipe for disaster or success? Because like you said, Cam Ward, he has to be able to throw.
He has to. He's gonna have to audible at the line. He's gonna have to make checks at the line because it's gonna be a run heavy game, and he's gonna have to let that arm fly, and he's gonna have to depend on his wide receivers. Now, with that being said, you have no clue what you're gonna get out of Cam Ward. I think this is going back to I'm gonna put Cam Ward in the Peyton Manning, but with a little more success. First year.
Okay. Oh, okay. First year. I thought you said career. I was about to say.
No, I think Cam Ward is going to have the passing success that Peyton had his first year, but it's not going to produce wins. Peyton struggled his first year in the league. It was rough. He had some passing success, and he showed who he was, but it was rough for him. And I think it's going to be rough because teams are going to play Cam Ward the way that they played Jaden Daniels last year. They're gonna open that box up to Cam Ward and make Cam beat you with his feet and not his arm. They're gonna play a lot of zone for him, a lot of different reads, a lot of exotic blitzes that Cam has never really seen.
Yeah, I mean, as a rookie, he's a specimen of a quarterback. He fits the bill. He's over 6'4". He's 200-something pounds. He has the build. But does he, in this short period of time, have that NFL moxie where he can actually go out there? I'm not looking for him to be Joe Montana his first day out there, but I'm looking for him to show that he has command of the offense, show he has command of the make right decisions. And there's going to be times he's not going to do the right thing, and it's going to probably cost the team. But
here's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we have tight end U in the NFL,
mm-hmm.
where all the tight ends get together and they practice and they go through stuff. So why don't these quarterbacks do this too? Why aren't these quarterbacks doing this? Because could you imagine what Cam Ward can learn from I don't know. I can't. His name just escaped me, from Buffalo.
Oh, you're talking about Josh Allen.
Yeah, can you imagine what Cam Ward can learn from Josh Allen being the state? They're around the same build.
And that does make sense. But you're right. And maybe it's because quarterbacks don't want to get too friendly with other quarterbacks. And I don't know, but that's a good point. Tight end U should be QBU. I just created some.
Because wide receivers do it. A lot of these wide receivers work out together. They Jerry Rice still invites these guys down, and they still run them out and stuff with and they're still doing Jerry's workout, and But you never hear the quarterbacks getting together and working out. And, you're not letting anything out because you're not letting your game plans out. You're helping guys make throws and teaching these young guys.
Well, do you think you think Sean Payton's going to outcoach the Titans head coach?
Yes.
I see that as something that's it's not going to be good. I mean, first time head coach, it's going to be something that
I see Sean first play of the game going cover 0.
Cover 0, and just making Cam Ward think about it.
Yep.
Makes sense. All right, so moving on from that matchup, the 49ers at the Seahawks. Now, let me tell you something about this game, real quick, and I'll get your team. You got the 49ers, who this team 2 years ago, Big T, was seemingly the NFC favorite to, go to the Super Bowl. They have a bevy of players. Everybody's there. But Jennings, who just got his contract. We also have Brandon Ayuk, who's injured. We also have CMC, who, and for fantasy folks, I know right now, they just don't know what you're going to get out of, Christian McCaffrey. Is he going to be healthy? You got a good head coach. But I just think this team it's missing some things. They let a lot of talent go. And it just seems like CMC is often injured. What do you think about the 49ers and their offense? The team that's really
CMC just got cleared to say he's going to participate in today's game in the wee hours of the morning.
Yep.
I think the 49ers are not counting on CMC, and that's why they brought Brian Robinson Jr. in.
Exactly. And a lot of people said, what are you going to do with Brian Robinson Jr.? Well, you're going to have a guy who's going to be available. Availability is the best ability in the NFL. I'm telling you right now.
And he's a workhorse.
Yeah. And he's the guy that's going to pound the rock, and he's not going to have as much injury. I think you sprinkle in CMC and some pass catching out the backfield type plays, and Brian Robinson will do that too. But pounding the rock, keep CMC out of the middle of that defense, which is very good. I mean, that Seahawks D line is really good. So, and it just seems to me that they got to navigate that, and if they can navigate that, they'll win this game. There's a lot of things going on. We got who else? Who else is Seahawks? The new quarterback for the Seahawks, who was the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold. So,
Darnold.
You didn't know that Sam Darnold is going to be throwing passes there for the Seahawks this year. I think that elite defense from San Francisco is not what it is. Fred Warner.
They put all their chips in on Sam Darnold. Because they traded Howell away to the Eagles, which was your complimentary backup, because they brought in the young guy. I just they're trying to bring the Legion of Boom back. They're trying to get that defense back, and I just
this is a really tough game to look at. On paper, or just by name, you would say the 49ers are going to dominate. I'll give my predictions.
The problem is this: Brock Purdy got paid a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Finally, he deserved that money,
and he did. And I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve it, but you know what happens after you get paid?
Yeah, people tend to flinch.
People tend not to produce when they get all this huge money.
Exactly. All right, so let's move on to the Rams versus the Texans. First, 512-967-3496. Call in, join the show. You can ask Big T anything. You can ask me anything as well. Rams versus the Texans. Is it a youth momentum type thing? Rams rebuild, Texans surge. I mean, the Texans defense looked really good. Rams defense is okay. I mean, they're good too. And Matthew Stafford on that team, Puka Nacua, and now they got Devontae Adams. I mean, come on now, what's going on with this
So I got a question for you, Big Vic.
Okay.
Can Matthew Stafford, with his injuries and his unavailability throughout the whole offseason, is he ready to play, and is he on cue, and is he in sync with his wide receivers? And do you question his durability to last the whole season?
Well,
Even the whole game? Because he's going to take some hits. And if you got a back problem, I don't care how much Toradol you got in you.
Yeah, the back issue. His back has been bothering him, but that's and I say age. The kid's he's not even, he's like maybe 30 or something. But
Stafford is 30, 33.
33. Those hits do add up. And I think Matthew Stafford is a seasoned veteran, and he knows what he can get away with and what he can't get away with. So right now he's on that. His athleticism is not going to win games with him anymore. It's his mind. And I think his mind is still sharp, and I think that he can still win this game for his team. But that offensive line's got to keep him upright. Going against a defensive edge that the Texans have, man, their pass rush versus the Rams' offensive line is going to be key today. Also, get this. Nick Chubb is going to be a power in Houston's running game today, being that Joe Mixon is out. How do you think about Nick Chubb, who was jettisoned by the Cleveland Browns? I mean, I was upset because that guy gave his heart and soul 2 injuries, 3 injuries, I believe, with the Browns, and they just let him go. What do you think about Nick Chubb back there in the running field, back there as running back for Houston, Texas? Excuse me.
I think that Cleveland has thrown a lot of money our way. I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both should have never been ousted out of Cleveland.
Yes.
That was a great running game that they had. I think Nick Chubb is going to bring a lot for Houston and their young quarterback.
Well, they're gonna have Jerome Ford as well running with them. But I think.
But where was Jerome Ford? Where did Jerome Ford come from? Where did Ford come from?
Did he come from? Where did he come from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland just likes getting rid of their. No.
Ford was in.
No, Jerome Ford. He's still with Cleveland. Sorry, he's still with Cleveland. So he's gonna be. I got.
Yeah, but Ford is not. Ford is not Chubb.
Well, exactly. He's not Chubb in my opinion at all. I mean,
he's not. I mean, you're talking about picking up blocks. You're talking about running routes. You're talking about being able to help a young quarterback read the defense. You're talking about being able to make calls. Chubb has done all this, and he's done all this at an elite level.
I agree. What to say you about the quarterbacks? We were talking about Matthew Stafford. What about the young Texans quarterback today? What is he going to put up today? He had a very abysmal year last year, coming off that great rookie season.
He's going to put up standard numbers. He's not going to wow you. He's going to have some good passing yards. He's going to have some good running yards. He's going to control the game.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to keep Matthew Stafford off the field, and when he's on the field, to hit him.
That, to me, is the run game. You got to run the ball.
I think he's gonna be a nice 1-2 punch with him getting some quarterback runs and Chubb getting some runs. I think they're gonna wear that Rams defense down. And then he's gonna go over the top with some nice passes over the top and across the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Houston has some wide receivers.
Houston, they do. They have wide receivers. A lot of them getting Tank Dell. Guys got hurt, but he's going to have to stay upright. That offensive line is going to have to keep him upright. Last year he was sacked often, a lot, and people were getting to him, and I think it made him very uncomfortable. That first year, that offensive line kept him upright and produced that great season that he had as a rookie.
But his first year, he scrambled more. I think that he got out of that. He got out of that. He in the second year he tried to get more of a pocket passer and roll up instead of he's gonna have to scramble when that pocket breaks down. He's gonna have to get out and wheel it up the field and keep his eyes up the field. And I think last year he got to the point where he wasn't trying to get up the field. He was more keeping his eyes up the field, trying to throw the ball and be that that prototypical quarterback. And that's not who he is.
We're going to see about that today. So let's move on to another game. The Buccaneers at the Falcons. All right. Rookie spotlight we have here is Penix Jr. He's going to be debuting for the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins, he's not out, but he's not going to be the starting quarterback. Offensive pulse, I think the Falcons go vertical here. Bucks counter with tempo, and they got arguably, a wide receiver that's going to be going down. And he's going on a history as one of the best ever. And you also have the defense, the Falcons. I mean, they got youth versus Bucks experience. Key matchups, in my opinion, is Mayfield versus the DBs and Penix Jr. versus the entire defense of the Buccaneers. How do you think about Penix Jr. and his debut at home going up against Baker Mayfield in that tenacious?
So I'm going to say something that the crowd is not going to like.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Washington to grab Penix.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that.
I'm a huge Penix guy. I think Penix has it. I think Penix is the truth. And
do you agree though? Hold on. He's the truth. Do you agree with him not playing in the preseason at all?
It's yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because Penix does work out and he is getting the work in. He's also doing the same stuff that Jaden is doing with this headset, this AI headset that he's using, as well as Jaden is. Jaden's kind of got a couple of the rookies using this.
Mm-hmm.
So he's seeing that game action. He's studying. I think him not playing in the preseason is helping him, sustain not taking hits. His durability. Because when they get in the game, they're going to run the ball too. If they see opening, they're going to take it.
Oh yeah, Bijan Robinson is. I don't know if you watched that clip of him and his footwork. Let's see if I can bring it up for you guys here in a minute. Bijan Robinson.
But I mean, I think Penix has. I think Penix has the guys around him, and I think he's going to be a problem in that division.
Yeah, he definitely is. And once he gets that, go ahead.
I think Tampa better bring that chin strap, and they better scrap it up today because they were a field goal away from being in the playoffs last year.
I want to show you something here. I want you to see this footwork on this kid here, Bijan Robinson. Right? And
he's a beast.
Even his teammate was like, "Yo, this is really crazy right now." I'm gonna bring this up for you guys here. And I want you to see this. It is something that I was like, "Whoa, man, this guy is crazy right now." So let's check this out. Can you see that?
Yes.
So watch this. I want you to listen to Drake London talking about his teammate, Bijan Robinson, and his footwork. I want you to watch.
Alien.
Watch the footwork.
That was going through that like that was crazy. I watched it.
I want you to look at the footwork.
Alien.
You see it?
Alien. That was going through that like that was crazy. I watched it like 10 times.
Alien. Alien.
He was floating floating. Dog. It was something that was. Oh man. There he is.
And you got to tackle him.
Yes, and that's the thing. You got to tackle that dude, and that guy is the way he's running is just remarkable. But I just hope that offense today, going up against the Buccaneers, it looks like they've gelled a lot more, and it looks like they're coming to their own. And it all starts with Michael Penix Jr.
So if the Bucks had Chris Godwin today, I would give them more of a chance.
Yeah, they got pretty much got one option.
And Mike Evans. And Mike is a beast. But
Yep.
if anybody knows how to take Mike Evans out the game, you just start fighting with Mike.
Get in his head. Mike will fight you. Oh, man. All right, so another game that it has me a little bit of intrigue here is the Dolphins at the Colts. You know, speed versus power. You have Tyreek Hill, Jonathan Taylor. You know, Miami, they're known for their vertical game, their quick slant vertical game. Colts, they kind of grind the clock out on you. Miami's defense, you know, isn't all that great.
Hey, Vic, I hear what you're saying, but we know why you're intrigued about this game. It ain't got nothing to do with Miami. It's all about who's starting that quarterback for Indianapolis.
And I want to see, I'm not going to lie, I do want to see Daniel Jones. I mean, what does he have left? And it's not like I'm going to say the Giants did the wrong thing by letting him go, but I'd like to see the dude get back on his feet a little bit. And I'm just a little upset at the other guy, the quarterback. How did you lose your job to a guy that wasn't even in your system a year ago? You've been in that system for 2 years.
It was never his job.
It was never his job. It just was given to him.
It was given to him. They say Richard. They say he has to grow up.
Yeah. I mean, you go back to last year, taking yourself out. I've never seen a quarterback take himself out of the game.
Oh, he's never going to live that down. I told you when it happened. He's never going to live that down.
I never seen Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's 40-something. Pull himself out of a game because he was tired. Well,
Matt Stafford separated his shoulder.
Yeah.
Pop it back in. We need to go back in. We need to go for 2. Call the timeout. Got his shoulder back right. Threw the ball and then went back to the sideline.
But to his credit and to his demise, I think it's because they do a lot of run plays. But half of those plays that they run, it's because he can't see. He's not processing it fast enough. So he takes off and he runs, which he's a good runner. But the durability becomes an issue. Like I said, you can't keep running into brick walls in the NFL. You got to find your way around him, go over him. You got to be better.
And again, this is where that quarterback you comes in handy. These guys like Lamar Jackson, you know, the Jalen Hurts, you know, these guys who run the ball, Russell Wilson, you know, these quarterbacks getting these young guys and helping these young guys and teaching these young guys during the offseason. This is where it all goes back to now. And I know some of these quarterbacks are going to say it's not my job, but it is. Help the game evolve.
So one more thing about this game, and what do you think about the Miami Dolphins not having Tyreek Hill be a captain this year? And captains are voted on by your teammates. What do you think about that?
Well, Tyreek Hill has too many problems. I think Tyreek Hill with his whole marriage situation, his domestics. I think Tyreek Hill is a distraction, him not wanting to be there. You know, I think Tyreek this offseason really wished he never left Kansas City.
I think he misses Patrick Mahomes as well because that vertical
you
game,
know,
he's having to do a lot more work to slants and little things like that. When Patrick Mahomes was actually throwing the ball,
but he has a quarterback. He has a quarterback that can't stay on the field.
Exactly.
You know, Tua is one hit away from being a vegetable.
It's not. Come on, dog. Come on.
And I hate to say it, but you know it's true. He's one hit away from being a vegetable. I mean, Tua should have retired.
I know. I know. Those concussions did not look good. Those hits did not.
Let's be real about it. I mean, your health is more important than the love of the game. I mean, Tua should have retired and go get his mental back.
You got a lot of people depending on him. There's a lot of people depending on him to be the winner. I know health means everything, but you know, the incentives in his contracts, all that stuff comes into effect. And just him as a competitor, he wants to be a competitor. All right, so moving on to the next game, Raiders at the Patriots. Is there going to be a coaching chess match here? Pete Carroll versus Bill Belichick's legacy players. I mean, everybody in New England who's played there has probably coached there. You know, now you got Mike Vrabel back there.
You got Vrabel and Daniels back.
You got McDaniels. He'll get it. I don't understand.
I think this is going to be a physical game. I think the Raiders are gonna have to be physical. They're gonna have to be the old Raiders, the black hole. I think Brock Bowers is a beast, and I don't think that they have the linebackers to play with Brock Bowers or the safety to play with Brock Bowers.
Mhm.
Um, Ashton Gentry, I saw a couple of his runs during the preseason. If the boy runs like he did during the preseason, he may give Saquon a run for the rushing title.
You think so? Now that's the preseason. Now we all know what the preseason is.
And that's why I said if he runs like he did during the preseason.
Now you can't sleep on New England's running back core either.
Now I'm not, but I'm sleeping on New England's offensive line.
I think Trevion Henderson on that team or
Yes.
Henderson?
Yep.
Henderson, and then you still got their main running back. I mean he's a beast. I think it's going to be a game. They're going to have a little play action pass, and they're going to be conservative. They're going to stay conservative. The Patriots. They're going to be who they are. They're going to play defense, and they're going to run the ball, and they're going to sprinkle in some passes with Drake May.
Who's up there? Is that D-Hop up there?
Who?
Who's up in New England? The D-Hopkins?
No, D-Hop. I believe D-Hop. No, that's you're talking about what's his name? He's David Cardi B. I think.
Oh, Diggs.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is there.
Diggs is up there.
So, but you got New England tight end system. New England's going to be fundamental and sound. It's just that can these guys, produce? They need at least 4 big plays today, in my opinion.
And I want to see how Diggs plays after he was trade bait.
Exactly. I mean, for the most part, I've been hearing the fact that he's been on his toes, man. He's been grinding and getting himself back in.
Well, they try to trade him. They try to trade him with a package for McLaurin.
Yeah.
So I want to see how he bounces back and how he plays. But I think Drake May is going to be good to go. I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to have a solid year. I think Josh is going to open up the system more for him. I think they're going to get back to that same system that they ran with Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to be, it doesn't matter who it is. I think it's going to matter who it is with them now. It's not going to be next man up because no one's taking pay cuts. And they're writing checks now. And, I think that it's going to be, they're going to put a team out there and I think they're going to be competitive. I think that system with Brady had a lot of potential with the right pieces.
So check it out. You have, who's the quarterback right now for the Raiders? You got Geno Smith. Geno Smith, former head coach, was none other than Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll brought him in there. Tom Brady's out there watching this game and looking at his part ownership. I mean, there's a lot of dynamics in this game, especially on defense. Max Crosby. This guy got paid. He's reemerged as a defensive elite defensive end in the league. I think he's going to bother them today, but I'll give you my prediction score after. We got a couple more games to go real quick. Let's get the Giants at the Commanders. New faces, Russell Wilson, Malik Neighbors debuts for the New York Giants coming off. The guy didn't play a lot in the preseason. I'm a little worried about that. Offensive pulse. Giants need to go deep. Commanders going to rely on quick reads, and that's going to factor in for Jaden Daniels. Defensive edge, Giants have rookie linebacker Abdul Carter, and key matchups. So what do you say about this game? Giants at the Commanders.
Can Brandon Banks hold Debo Samuels?
Oh, you talking about Banks to pull one of my quarterbacks?
That's my key matchup. Can Banks hold Samuel?
You're going to use Debo. I mean, when Debo's on the field, the Giants should immediately expect wide receiver type, runs, screens. Debo is not a deep threat. Definitely don't fall for the bait with Debo in the backfield, running that little quick thing and think about him and leave Scary Terry out there on an island and beating the DBs. Russell Wilson today. Russell Wilson going up against that good defense. I mean, that defense led by great defense.
Well, he faced us last year.
Yeah.
He faced us last year in Pittsburgh.
That's Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh.
And he squeaked it out. So he's ready for the defense itself. I mean, he's ready for us. He's seen us for the last few years. I don't think that. I think that our biggest thing against Russell Wilson is this moon ball. He just throws this thing up, and it's on prayers, hopes, and dreams. And I think ET's riding a bike on this thing when he throws this thing, because it always seems to possibly come down in the right hands. And I just don't know about this moon ball thing.
Well, a lot of people don't understand this right now. There's one thing that is a big talk in New York about this. That's Andrew Thomas, the Giants left tackle. He had a Liz Frank injury, and he didn't play all last year. I think he missed the rest. He played 4 games, maybe 2 or 3 games. I'm sorry, but he missed all last year, missed all the preseason, and they barely got him in for practice this week. I think that's going to be a big part of the narrative today. How is he going to hold up? If he can't go, this is a really big loss for the New York Giants. If their left tackle, who they drafted, I believe 4th overall, is not healthy. It's not going to help.
Now, don't sleep on the Giants running game. Now, I'm not going to sleep on the Giants running game, because they do have a up and coming guy who's trying to produce a name for himself.
Tyrone Tracy. I like Tyrone Tracy. You got Scatterboo. And
Tracy's going to have a lot of touches.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good game. All right, last game that we're going to talk about, I believe. No, we got 2 more games. Let's be real quick. The Bills versus the Ravens tonight. MVP duel. Allen versus Lamar. It's gonna be a doozy coming out of the gate. The Bills beat them last year. Very, very stunning.
Bills will beat them again this year.
Bills are going to beat them this year. What do you think about this game?
I think the Bills are going to beat them again this year. I think that the Bills are. I think they're going to out physical the Ravens.
And that is I think that's what they did last year in Buffalo.
You don't throw a lot on them. You out physical them. You're gonna pound them. I think Cook is gonna show why he got that contract extension, and they're gonna pound the ball.
And they gotta watch out for Josh Allen running. He ran the ball all over. You would think Derrick Henry would have actually been key in that game, which I think he's gonna be today. I just think these guys don't need to worry about last year. They need to worry about this year and get the win up. Lamar has to be Lamar, and those wide receivers, they gotta be there. Those wide receivers gotta be there for them, and the tight ends gotta catch the ball. And defensively, that secondary's gotta play better. I mean, you have Dave Hamilton, a boatload of money. That back end's gotta hold.
Derrick Henry has to run the ball 20 to 30 times a game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so real quick, did we talk about the Lions and Packers? No, we did not. Let's get that real quick, because that is going to be good. Goff versus Jordan Love. A lot of people are sleeping on the Lions this year, and the headlines right now in this game is Micah Parsons. How much is he going to play? How much is he going to annoy the Lions? And the Lions team,
Parkins versus Hutchinson. Yep.
Hutchinson and Micah Parsons. They say that Micah Parsons is going to play, just sparingly today due to his little back issue. But the Lions, that team is, I don't know. They don't have Ben I think it's the head coach, Ben Carson, who's the coach of the Bears right now. They don't have his Ben Johnson as an offensive coordinator. But those plays are still there. And I'm looking at them to frustrate Micah Parsons, getting that ball out real quick and not giving him time to rush the passer. All right, so
I agree.
One more game, Bears-Vikings, Monday night. Caleb Williams, first primetime test. How's this Bears offense going to look to you?
How's the Bears offense going to look?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you my biggest shocker.
Okay.
Caleb Williams will not play the whole game.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Bears will win, and it will not be off the arm of Caleb Williams.
Okay, so now you just brought my crystal ball back in game here, because I think that, and this is Vic's vision right here. I think that Caleb Williams is gonna. It's my crystal ball moment, by the way. Caleb Williams, in my opinion, is gonna throw like 4 touchdowns.
See, I got Tyler. I got Tyler coming in to win the game for the Bears, and Tyler showing why he's gonna be the future for the Bears.
Tyler who?
Their backup.
Your backup?
Yes.
Oh man. All right.
The one they just gave 2 years, $10 million to.
That's right. He was crying, man. I feel happy.
Out of Shepherd, out of Shepherd in West Virginia.
Shepherd out of West Virginia. Well, to me, I think Caleb Williams is going to throw 4 touchdown passes. That's my crystal ball moment. I think he's going to feel real comfortable in this offense that Ben Johnson has, and I think he's going to get it finally. And I think the players around him are going to rally. They're going to rally around him, and I think he puts the league on notice on Monday night. It's going to be something. I could just see it in my mind. I have a vision.
I'm glad you have a vision because Caleb is not first in or last out.
This is true. But yeah,
and I am a little biased because I have been watching Shepherd play for the last 5 years because my nephew went to Shepherd, graduated a year early out of corner, and so I've been watching. I watched him play all 4 years. So, but I just don't see Caleb having it. He's not. I don't see him. He didn't have the drive.
And that's the thing, some people actually have it, some people actually don't. Some people live for the moment, some people create their own moments, and then you have people that just do what they do. And that's what we did today, brother. That's what we did for our show today. And that's the wrap for this week's Speak On It Sports. Big T in the house, Victor in the house. T, I can't wait for this next episode in week 2 when we discuss any and everything regarding football. And we don't have to agree. We don't have to disagree. But one thing we do have to speak on it. We got to speak out loud. We got to speak out loud. Until next time, y'all, stay locked in and keep speaking loudly. I'm your host, Victor Gwynn, and my co-host, Big T. We appreciate you guys for being part of the program. Again, call in. The show is 512-967-3496 at Speak On It Sports on Facebook and at NYG Men Life. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. T, you got anything else you want to put out before we end the show, brother?
Hey, man, let's just have some good football today, and let's just enjoy a great Sunday of some, football is back.
That's right, man. Football is back. Can't wait. Games are starting right now. T, you have a great Sunday, man. Enjoy the games. I just hope that Jay Daniels is ready for that Giants defense.
Hey, I'll text you after the game.
I'll definitely answer. So, all right, enjoy your day, man.
Hey, you too now.
I appreciate it. That's Big T, my co-host for the show. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Be a part of the program. Don't be scared of the program. We are here for you. And we just want to have fun the same way we got. All right, until next week, love you guys. And until then, holla.